This herd of mule deer began their migration yesterday. They are migrating to their high elevation summer ranges. Mule deer get their name from their large mule-like ears. However, these large ears serve a purpose. They help them hear approaching danger. Mule deer act as the middle link of the food chain. They consume plants from the bottom of the food chain, and then they provide a food source for carnivores at the top of the food chain. They also keep the plant population in check by grazing. However, their previous winter range lacks the high-quality food their summer range has to offer. The herd will have to complete an over 100-mile-long migration. They follow the green up of plants, which is when the plants reappear as spring settles in. They also follow the melting snow as they scale the hills and mountains. Not all will survive the migration. Some will fall victim to predators such as wolves, cougars, and even coyotes. And speaking of predators, the wolves are no match for the deer's speed. At the 2-week mark of the herd's migration, they are all exhausted. They take a small break to rest and graze. Mule deer have 4 chambered stomachs and are cud chewers. Cud chewers are animals that chew their partially digested food from their first stomach chamber, or rumen. Bacteria from the rumen helps break down the food, which is then regurgitated, chewed, and swallowed once again. Mule deer have relatively small stomachs for their size. Due to this, mule deer must eat vegetation high in nutrition such as berries, partially rotted plants, dry leaves, and twigs. A lone female mule deer approaches the herd, most likely a dispersal. The herd tolerates her. They even welcome the new member. The matriarch of the herd, or the alpha doe, holds her head high and walks with her side facing the newcomer, known as a sidle. She is asserting her dominance, letting the newcomer know who's in charge. And when she ignores her, the alpha doe resorts to a small charge. She has successfully asserted her dominance. The next day, the herd refreshes themselves at a river. Some even escape the spring heat in the cool stream. Once everyone has refreshed themselves, the herd begins moving once again. A mule deer herd is a family of related female mule deer and possibly dispersals from other herds. It is made up of mothers, sisters, aunts, and grandmas. Mule deer herds are matriarchal, with usually the oldest, most dominant, and knowledgeable doe leading the herd. This is known as the alpha doe. Not all mule deer are migratory, as some will stay in a single range year-round. However, migration is very beneficial to this herd. They follow ancient paths to get to their destination. They use knowledge passed down from previous generations to guide them. The herd arrives at a good place to rest and regain their energy. The herd decides to remain here for a couple of days. They get comfortable. Too comfortable. Only 9 out of the 10 members escape. And the matriarch is injured. The newcomer approaches curiously, but the other herd members push her away. They are still unsure of her. She may be a part of the herd, but she is not a part of the family. The alpha doe attempts to stand, but is only able to take a few steps. A couple hours later, she begins leading the herd again slowly. The alpha doe is vital for the herd's survival. because without guidance, they may never reach their destination. They migrate day and night despite the exhaustion and struggle they are facing. They aren't just migrating for their own benefit, they are all pregnant. And they need the best conditions to raise their offspring. Finally, after a 42-day, 108-mile-long migration, they have officially arrived at their summer range. The former newcomer and another herd member groom each other, something only displayed among family members. She is a part of the family now. Despite the challenges they were faced with, the herd was able to persevere and complete the migration to their summer range.